Hello and yes, welcome to another video with me, Rockboy680. So today I'm going to be doing another vinyl update. You know me guys, I have no idea what another vinyl update is. Around the 40 mark I'm pretty sure. But anyway, got some really cool stuff to show today. Got some VCLT again from some great people out there. I got a couple records which actually missed off my last one to show. Got some really cool original soundtracks from the 70s and 80s. And then I got a bit of everything. Got a bit of Clapton, a bit of Genesis. You know, pretty cool. Some Beatles related stuff for those Beatles fans. So anyway, I'm going to crack right down, and as per usual I'm going to do the VCLT first. So first of all, of course, I want to give a shout out directly to one of my best friends here in the VC. Absolutely amazing person, James Laubhan. So James, of course, sent me four unbelievable records, and I can't thank him enough. So first one up is a double that he had, which he said to me, "Hey, do you want this? I've got a double of it." And I thought, you know, the hits of this guy are really all I need. So I said, you know, I'll just take the hits. So Paul Simon's greatest hits. I'm not a huge Paul Simon fan, in all honesty. I find a lot of his catalogue, from the albums I've only heard like 3 of his albums, and all of them kind of are very hit and miss for me. Personally, I only really like the hits, and that's why they were hits. Really, the rest of his stuff kind of sends me to sleep personally, but so the hits are just perfect for me. And when it comes, this is it, James. You've completed my Paul Simon collection. This and Graceland are all I need on him, really. So I'm done. So thank you, James. But I still love it. You know, they're the songs I love. They're the songs by Paul Simon I actually enjoy. So well done. Thank you very much. Next one up is much cooler. This is amazing. And I left the stickers on here and everything. James knows I'm really into getting sealed solo Beatles stuff from the 70s, 80s, and he found a really cool one. He found John Lennon's Imagine. Well, you know, it's probably a US issue because I know we didn't shrink them over here, but it is still sealed. That's the point. If you can read the stickers, still sealed, do not open, with postcard and inner sleeve. So very cool. I'm not going to open it, you know, because I've got some playable copies here. But thank you so much, James. It's awesome. That's probably the coolest John Lennon record I actually own now. So thank you. And then James knows I was unable to attend Record Store Day, so I said to him, "Hey, I've got 2 records that I really would like," and he was so kind and he picked them up. So, first one up is the Walking Dead soundtrack, Volume 2. Now, I have Volume 1 on picture vinyl, and I really enjoy it. I like the first song, and has a song on it, something grass. Oh, no, glass, sorry. Hang on, it's going to bug me, I'm going to have to look. So, here's the first one. Song is, I forget the name of it. Parting Glass. I really like that song, it's a really cool song. But now I have the Volume 2. The first one has a picture of the Season 3 cover. This is the Season 4 cover, so, you know, and I love the show, so. And then I think on Record Store Day, this was the one I wanted the most. And I was so pleased that you could get it for me, James, and I'm so grateful, because I wouldn't have been able to get it without you. The Lego Movie soundtrack. So this is really cool. Got a nice cut out there so you can see the picture vinyl on the inside. Let's crack it open so we can have a look. Hang on, how do we get in here? Oh yeah. So I've kept the shrink on because there's no gatefold. And so we'll just pull these out. And then behind it you get artwork. That's why I love the Record Store Day records, because they really go overboard to make them look cool. So you get a mini poster. On the back of the poster you just get loads of information about the album. And then on the other side you get a Lego record shop. Cool is that? A mini Lego record shop on a poster. And then here's the vinyl, so here's the one you can see. And then on the back you have Will Ferrell's character. And then on the next one, you have the female character in it. And then you kind of have the wizard guy who's voiced by Morgan Freeman. So, super cool, super cool, James. I can't thank you enough. This is easily one of the coolest records in my entire collection now. And, you know, as I say, I have no idea how I would have got it without you. So, you know, I'm just so grateful, so grateful. It's really amazing. And you know, there's no record shops near me. On record store day, I'm actually working, so I couldn't do record store day at all this year. So, and I managed to get a couple things, so I'm very grateful. And I know there's a lot of other people out there in the VC who are like this. You know, they either don't have a record shop near them or they're working on record store days. So, yeah, it's very annoying. So I'm very grateful to you, James, that you actually managed to pick this up for me. So, thank you so much, honestly. 10 out of 10 guy. Brilliant. And then I got one more piece of VCLT from another really good friend out there in the VC, Jeff. I don't want to say his surname because I'm not sure if you'd want your surname said on my channel. So, but he was kind enough to get me a Record Store Day item 2. He got me Paul McCartney's The Family Way original soundtrack. Now, at first on Record Store Day, I wasn't 100% sure whether I wanted this one or not. But anyway, I got it. So. So again, Jeff, thank you so much. Don't know how I would have got this without you, buddy, so thank you. So that is the VCLT done. So to Jeff and James, thank both you guys a lot. Great. Now I'm going to go on to the records which I missed last week. So I've got 3 records here which I actually missed out my vinyl update. And first one up is going to be an Electric Light Orchestra 12-inch. So this is Shine a Little Love, backed with Eldorado. And, you know, I don't really go out my way to buy 12-inch singles, but I like buying ELO 12-inch singles, not only because I'm trying to get complete on ELO, because they are like my favourite band after The Obvious Choice, but because they're on colour vinyl. See that? Yellow. So, you know, that's super cool. Very happy to get it. And I got it at a really good price as well. It was like a couple quid. So I was, you know, hands down happy with that one. And then here's another one. This one I've only slit aside because it is it's not a gatefold. So this is really cool. My One and Only Thrill by Melody Gardot. Now, my first album by her, she's only got 3 albums out. She's got a 4th one coming out this year, but there's no vinyl pre-order for it yet, so haven't pre-ordered it just yet. But I thought I'd give her a try because I'm a big Diana Krall fan, because I got Glad Rag Doll just here. Got Glad Rag Doll the other day. Got it about a month back, and I really like it. In fact, I've got Diana Krall's latest album, Wallflower, coming in, and Wallflower's really cool. She does like she does a Beatles cover, she does 10cc cover, she does Elton John covers on it. So I can't wait to hear a new album. But anyway, I thought Melody Gardot is a very similar style. Not quite as good piano work, but I think her voice is just so smooth. One of my friends actually in the VC described her voice as being like butter, just a knife through butter, just smooth and sweet. And it really is. The opening track, Baby I'm a Fool, check that out. That is such a good song. So it's a really, really good album. I really enjoyed it. Even though she does sing in French on a couple of the numbers, they're still really, really enjoyable. Here's the sleeve. Really, really glossy sleeve, if you can tell. And then, of course, the record is just brand new. So, yeah, she is French. So, if you're wondering why she's singing French. But, it's really cool. Really, really enjoyable. I love it. It's a great album. I really do want to get some of her other stuff, because her vinyls aren't that expensive. They're all like between £10 and £15 each. You know, so 3 of them, you know, you're not looking at that much really for them. And then next one up, I might have shown this on my channel before, but I really can't remember, so I'm just going to show it again just to double check. I got a copy of Paul McCartney's Trippin' the Live Fantastic Highlights. This is a bit of an unusual pressing though. This isn't, you know, this was actually cheaper than an original, so I thought, well, I'm just going to go with this and I'll just pick up an original when I can. This one's actually on yellow vinyl. It's kind of like a mustardy vinyl, so it looks really cool, different. Not sure what country it was made in. Might be UK, but I somehow don't think it is. I did have to order from overseas for this one, but it came within like 2-3 days after ordering it, which I couldn't believe. So I was just over the moon with this one. I got it off Discogs. Cost £10, and then the postage was like £5. So I think I got a really good deal on this one, considering how quickly it came as well. Considering it was coming from overseas, as I said. Just absolutely fantastic, and look, there's like no damage on it at all. It's like it's just come out of shrink. So this was easily one of the best purchases I've made on Discogs. Okay, so next up I'm going to go on my soundtracks. So the best film trilogy of all time is Star Wars, as everyone knows. Don't try and argue with me. It's Star Wars. Just talking about the originals, of course. But then again, I don't mind the prequels. I don't love them, but they're still good films, I think. People just are too harsh on them because they're comparing them to the originals all the time. But I have the Clone Wars and the Phantom Menace soundtrack, so I thought, gotta get the originals. So, here we have the original soundtrack from 1977. And this soundtrack, it's all instrumental work for those who don't know it. It actually went to #1, and it went up for Album of the Year, and it got beaten by Fleetwood Mac's Rumours. I don't really want to get into how I feel about that. What one do I think deserved it more, Rumours or Star Wars? Because Rumours is a fantastic album, but this is all instrumental work, and it got to #1. I think that deserves a lot of praise. But anyway, so there's the cover. Here's the back cover. How cool is that? Darth Vader's head, like made up of stars. So cool. Badass. And take it out. Beautiful gatefold here. Clips from the film. Just an epic, epic film. Anyone who hasn't seen this film, the original, what is wrong with you? I just can't imagine anyone not have ever seen this film, because this is honestly best film ever. So anyway, it has the poster. I don't really want to unfold it because if it has the poster, it's worth a lot of money. But I'm going to unfold it especially for you guys. So yeah, and as I say, this one's in like immaculate condition. Looks like it's just come out of shrink. So I couldn't be happier with this. Here's the record. It's a US press, but hey, it's an American film. So whatever, I'm happy with it being an American pressing. I think it's a double vinyl, of course, but you've seen one vinyl, you know what the other one's going to look like. And you also get like an inner bit here, which tells you about each track, because each track on here is really interesting. It's not just instrumental piece created after instrumental piece for the movie. It's the songs actually have a lot of meaning to them, a lot of creativity behind them. This is easily the best instrumental album of all time, and I'll stick by that. So I now have all the Star Wars soundtracks on vinyl until The Force Awakens comes out, because that one better have a vinyl soundtrack. But anyway, so there that is. That's probably one of the coolest records in my entire collection now. And then when I got this one from the same seller, no, these next two came together from the same seller, I mean. The next two I'm about to show. Who only lives about 30 minutes away from me, had Empire Strikes Back, the second Star Wars film, from 1980. So, this is an original pressing, UK, so again, different songs on here, a couple similar ones. Really love the back cover. And then here is where it gets really interesting, because this, as people know, this goes for big money. This one's like £40 plus. And the guy had it as a bite now for 15, so I just took it. Return of the Jedi. This is the original soundtrack here, so really cool to see Luke holding up his lightsaber there. Still on colour though. His lightsaber was green. This is his green one, which you can tell by the design of the handle. It's blue, so they kind of got that wrong. But anyway, you can see Endor there with the Death Star right next to it. And then on the back you've got C-3PO and R2 on Tatooine walking up to Jabba's palace. I can't believe it. It's like pristine condition, really. Again, looks like it's just come out of shrink. Amazing. Okay, so the next records up have a really funny story behind it. My job, which is I do food delivery for Tesco's over here in the UK. So it's .com. You know, I go out in the van. I don't drive, obviously. I'm with a driver who's hurt her leg, so I'm with her till she retires. Been with her for quite a while now, good 5 months, and I probably will be with her for another 5 months or so before they finally decide to let her go. But anyway, so she does the driving, and then I do all the rest. I get out the van, I unload the shopping, I take it up to people's doorsteps, take it into their house, load up the empty trays back on my van. That's my job, you know. I'm only explaining it because I know that in other parts of the world, food delivery service is not popular at all, but over here in the UK it's very popular. And we were driving to this house, which was like 2 minutes down the road, and we passed a yard sale, garden sale, garage sale, whatever you want to call it. And after we delivered to this house, we had like half an hour before our next delivery, and the next house was only like 5 minutes down the road. So my driver said, I saw some plants in their garden that they were selling. I want to go get some plants. She said, you can look at some records if they got any. I was like, hey, I'm fine with that. I've got a bit of money in my pocket. And would you know that they actually had some records, and some that I wanted big time. So, anyway, I bought 3. So the first one up, this was a bit of a risk take, but I actually really enjoyed it when I played it. So I got the Yes album. Really like Yes, actually. I want to get their box set. They got a CD box set on Amazon for like £15–20. So I'm probably going to get that soon, because I really enjoyed this. Really good album. I'm pretty sure this is their first album from 1968, but this isn't. I think it's 68. But this is a 1972 issue, so it's not the original. It's not the one that's worth. But it's good enough for me. And then I found Phil Collins, but seriously. So this is really cool. This one is like, again, looks like it's just come out of shrink. There's no ring wear, no corner wear. It is just immaculate. So, you know, again, couldn't be happier with this one. And they were all £2 each, these 3. So I paid £6, which I thought was pretty good. Because this album goes for a little bit of money. Not loads, but it goes for a little bit. I think it depends where you are in the world with this one. But it's a really good album, because I got the cassette, and I didn't think I'd get it on vinyl, to be honest, but I thought, well, it's there, I'll get it. And then this one I've been after it for a long time, time. Genesis' self-titled album, the 1983 self-titled album, not their first album. Which some people say is self-titled, but anyway, here it is. So you know, this one's just great. You got Mama, That's All, Home by the Sea and Home by the Sea Part 2, or second Home by the Sea. It's really, really cool album. Got the original sleeve in there and everything. Now all that's left to show is my Clapton, and you guys know me. Clapton is like probably my favourite artist, solo artist of all time. He's up, or between him and McCartney. I can never decide between the two, Clapton or McCartney. I think both of them are they share #1 spot for my favourite solo artists. So anyway, I can't remember whether I showed this one in the last video. I might have, I might not have, so I'm going to show it again. I got the Rainbow Concert, Eric Clapton, so of course you got Pete Townsend, Ronnie Wood on here, Steve Winwood, and a couple of other artists. You know, they're just my personal favourites there that I read out. So it's an original UK press, which is a gatefold, because I know in other places in the world it weren't a gatefold, so I'm going to show you the gatefold now. And original inner sleeve. Well, I don't think it is actually, this is a cream sleeve. I'm just realising this. Hey, oh well. So it's got a cream sleeve in there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I've got cream Cream's Greatest Hits up on my shelf, and this was the sleeve for that. So this one here. So I think the seller, well, I think it actually only came in a white sleeve originally anyway, so hey ho. And then next one up, Money and Cigarettes. This is a US pressing, I think. So yeah, original inner sleeve, absolutely mint. You know, this is a fantastic album. Everybody Ought to Make a Change, Ain't Going Down, I've Got a Rock and Roll Heart, Man in Love. You know, just absolutely brilliant album. And then this one's quite rare. We got 24 Nights. This one's in brilliant condition. There's a little bit of a ding in the corner, but apart from that, this one is in amazing condition. I'll take this one out and show you, because the next two I won't bother taking out the blades to show you. This is the gatefold. And then both sleeves pretty much the same, so I'll just show you one. And same with the records. We're on the Reprise label. So yeah, couldn't be happier with this one, because this is one of the best live albums I've ever heard. Gotta be up there. I mean, my favourite live albums, 24 Nights probably, Unplugged by Clapton of course. I think Clapton just has the best live albums, personally. Just a genius of them. And then the next two are actually both live albums by Clapton, so but they're both new releases from 2008 and 2010. So first one up is Eric Clapton and Friends live at the ARMS, or ARMS concert. So on here you have Jimmy Page, Steve Winwood and Jeff Beck, probably the best guitarists of all time right there. Just missing, in fact I don't think you're missing anyone really. Best guitarists of all time right there folks, so fantastic. Double vinyl, brilliant. And again, I've only slit the sides on these. And then live in Budokan. So this is just pure Clapton. It's absolutely brilliant really, because I mean he does like Layla Unplugged, and then he does a Layla Electric. He does his song called Over the Rainbow, Change the World, Tears in Heaven, Bell Bottom Blues, you know, Badge, just fantastic, fantastic stuff. So there we go, there's my new vinyl update. I don't know what the number is, so solid. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like the video, please subscribe, and please leave a message. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.